Greetings, Star Wars fans and those curious about Star Wars Clone Wars. And for those who haven't watched my other reviews in the previous two Omnibus reviews that I've done, I definitely recommend you watch my other videos. And I'll actually post links on the tabs and down below in the About section. And you should watch those before you actually watch this review. And watch those first just to get an idea of how I do my reviews, just for these Omnibus, and come back and watch this video. So as I did with the other previous videos, I will tell a short summary of each story in order of the Omnibus, and then tell my thoughts, leave my rating at the end, and then leave my rating at the end. So this Omnibus, Star Wars Omnibus, Clone Wars Volume 3, The Republic Falls. The first story is called Dreadnoughts of Rendili. So I'm going to be spoiling this a lot, so I'm just going to go through the story, just tell the actual story. So if you don't want to know about anything for the Clone Wars, like this volume, I recommend you just get out now, because this is going to be spoiler heavy. I'm just going to be exploiting everything from here. So the first story is called The Dreadnoughts of Rendili, starring Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Vos is a Jedi Master who is under the cover as a Dark Jedi for Count Dooku to learn his secrets for the Republic at the same time. The Jedi Council told him to go undercover, but now believe him to be far down the dark side and hardly able to redeem himself to the light. And he's now considered a renegade. Rendili, the planet, I believe, was affected during the Stark Hyperspace War, and this war happened like 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years before Episode 1 happened, with Plo Koon and Jay Stalin. Jay Stalin is a hero from Rendili, and they're both as heroes from the war, the Stark Hyperspace War. This occurred in past Republic comic issues, and a good take of Star Wars. I can't remember what issues it was from, but it was way before Episode 1. So, in Dreadnoughts of Rendili, there's a standoff between the Republic and Confederacy and Rendili over who would control the Dreadnoughts, which are all-powerful ships, and help determine who would win this war. Let me get this. Okay. Help win this war. And they would be used they're like the Navy, and they're like the Navy ships that would help win the war. The Confederacy has influenced several agents of the Rendili fleet to join the Confederacy, and now they're trying to make Jay Stalin a loyal agent of the Republic to join them by any means. Anakin Skywalker, who is now shown as a Jedi Knight for the first time in the comics, have his braid anymore, so they cut it off during the I think that actually happened during the Clone Wars Gennady Tartakovsky cartoon series, I should say. Yeah, sorry about that. So Anakin, he is commanding the fleet of the Republic, while Obi-Wan is sent on a mysterious ship that sends a Jedi distress signal, and he finds out that Vos is there, and him and Vos actually team up, which is really cool to see, and are forced to fight off against Asjad Ventress and Score, a Dark Jedi nobody pretty much, who is a rival with Vos. Score beats up Vos badly, and Ventress is pissed off of what Obi-Wan did last time and embarrass her by taking her ex-Jedi Master's lightsaber, and she just wants to break, humiliate, and kill Obi-Wan. And freaking rides a fucking Rancor, which is pretty badass, you know. They escape and meet up with Anakin. Anakin is at a standoff with the Rendili fleet. Rendili, now Confederacy fleet, who has captured Plo Koon and Jay Stalin. A battle erupts and the Republic wins. Vos was captured by the Republic and later taken to the Council to answer for what he has done in Coruscant. The Republic wins. They got the Rendili fleet back on. They got the Rendili fleet back, so they got control of Dreadnoughts. But back to Coruscant, when Vos is interrogated by the Council, the Jedi Council, and at the same time Anakin is seen talking to Padme by Asjad Ventress. and Ventress finds out that they have a love interest, and she says that she'll use that against him by saying that to the council, or saying that to the Jedi and like people like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this will only ruin Anakin and probably take him out of the Jedi forever. A battle erupts between the two. They both leave scars to each other. Ventress gets a scar, and Anakin gets a scar near his left eye, and that's how he got his scar. And I think he gets like an X on his other cheek. Yeah, and just Anakin goes into a rage, which when Ventress finds out that he's in love with Padme, Ventress wanted to tell his master Obi-Wan this and embarrass Anakin. And the dark side succumbs to Anakin and defeats Ventress by wrapping electric wires around her, and just says Ventress just says that this is not what Jedi do and too dark for them, and this is only what dark Jedi do, not Jedi. And just Anakin just fucking throws Ventress down a chasm where Ventress is gone for good. We shall see. Voss tells the council that he apologized for turning against the Jedi and give him. It's really cool seeing Jedi get retribution to the light, and that he hates the dark side at the same time. And it's cool at the same time seeing Anakin use the dark side to destroy and kill Ventress. So Voss sends a droid to his girlfriend to tell Dooku that everything is going according to plan, and he looks guilty doing it too. So it's really cool seeing Anakin go down the dark side, and just if anybody finds out secrets about him, he'll destroy them by any means and just use the dark side. So the next story is my favorite of this omnibus. It's called Obsession. It's written by Hayden Blackman and illustrated by Brian Ching. I swear, this is the best duo in Star Wars comics, but Hayden does very few great works like Last Stand of Jabim in Omnibus Volume 2, and where he introduces Ventress and Dirge in other issues. I just wish he did more Star Wars stuff. I mean, I understand Jayan Durisma and John Ostrander are great, and they help create and define the Star Wars expanded universe, but it's always a welcome change if someone else comes up with something new and intriguing for the Star Wars universe. And Hayden Blackman and Brian Ching always do that, and they're just great at it. So there's a really cool and interesting story. It starts with a rogue warrior wearing a mask and wielding a lightsaber who kills off gang members and reveals himself as Obi-Wan Kenobi. He fights this crime lord to find out the location of Adjed Ventress. He's fighting the crime lord. When he's slashing at the guy, he just wants to know where is Adjed Ventress, because you don't know. There's rumors about Adjed Ventress still being alive, and Obi-Wan doesn't know if it's true or not, and you think, why does he want to know where Adjed Ventress is? Is it because he wants to kill her, just get revenge, because Adjed humiliated Obi-Wan Kenobi? Is that why? We will see. He finds out the location of Adjed Ventress, and if you remember what I said about the Brindilli story, that she was supposedly killed off by Anakin and long forgotten. But Obi-Wan doesn't truly believe that Ventress is dead and is on a hunt for proof that she is dead. So we have a hunt for a dead character that Obi-Wan has an obsession over, and we have our story. Obi-Wan finds out the location of where Ventress could be in a derelict shipped out to kill a Corellian man. Anakin has 10 days of leave from the war and goes immediately to Naboo to see his love Padme. She instantly notices the scars, but she doesn't mind at all. Anakin himself says Obi-Wan won't admit that Ventress is gone, is obsessed with finding her. Obi-Wan is so obsessed in finding Ventress and bringing her to justice that he can barely walk, and he hasn't slept in a long time. The council tells him, take it easy, man. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. And there are no Jedi to help, so he goes to Anakin and goes to Naboo. He tries to convince Anakin to join him. He doesn't even notice the affair that he has with Padme. He's with Padme right there. It's so obvious. It's like right there. It's so obvious, but Obi-Wan just won't believe it. I don't know. I don't get it. Anakin is pissed that he came and tells him that he's just fucking nuts. You know, he's crazy. And he knows he killed her. But Anakin, and if Anakin found out that she was still alive, he would go there by himself and kill her permanently. But Obi-Wan knows he has proof and won't let it go. So after barely 1 day of shore leave, Anakin is sent back again to the war. They go to Krillian's ship, but it is attacked by the Confederacy, and they fight their way to the main deck of the ship. And their bodies laid all over the floor, dead, and the Krillian man included. Grenades detonate, and Obi-Wan and Anakin to the ground, and out comes Dirge, the fucking badass bounty hunter from Omnibus Volume 1. Holy shit. One of my favorite characters in the Clone Wars, but apparently he took a vacation and now he's back on the job. I just believe, according to the Clone Wars cartoon series, Gennady Tartakovsky, he created Samurai Jack, and that in that cartoon series that he was wounded by Obi-Wan, but at the end he came back to life through fast regeneration, and it took him forever to heal. That's why he didn't appear until like 2 volumes later. Dirge beats the crap out of Obi-Wan with ease, and also beats the crap out of Anakin, but Anakin finds grenades all over the walls, so he pulls those grenades out and throws them on Dirge. But that doesn't kill him either. But that doesn't kill him. Instead, it just shows his beautiful face. Anakin then pushes Dirge into a escape pod and forces Dirge to head right into the sun, and killing off the invincible Dirge off for good. If there is ever an invincible character that you can't beat, the last option and the ultimate killer is to send that son of a bitch to the sun, as it always kills him off. Obi-Wan is pissed and wanted to capture Dirge, and it just shows how he's just so obsessed with just finding Ventress by any means, even capturing Dirge. It's not fucking possible at all. Capturing Dirge, give me a break. You will never, it's just not possible. Forget about it. You gotta kill that son of a bitch. They escape, and a cruiser meets up with them, and commanding the TIE fighters, or whatever they're called, is Alpha. He was with that tree. They were a part of a trio, and he was supposed to go back to teach clone commanders, but he came back, and they meet up with Mace Windu, who commands the cruiser, and are to be sent to Boz Pity, like a planet, a graveyard world. So Obi-Wan and Anakin are dueling each other just for practice, and it really gets edgy between them, and both are pissed off. Mace Windu tells them that they will have a strike force with at least 20 experienced Jedi and clones, and 20 experienced Jedi and several like thousands of clones or something like that, to attack Boz Pity. As soon as they get to the planet, it turns to a big battle in the space and on the ground. And the ship with most of the Jedi, including Anakin and Obi-Wan, crash lands on the planet, and another force is forced to fight in the space. Yeah, like I said. The Confederacy starts attacking the Jedi and clones on the ground, and out of nowhere comes General Grievous, and he kills one Jedi and starts killing a shitload of clones. Obi-Wan then discovers that Ventress is still alive. He just finds her floating in like a med thing or whatever, a med glass thing, and has cybernetics all over her. Dooku appears and tells Obi-Wan that this is what she wanted. Ventress breaks free of her pod and starts attacking Obi-Wan. Grievous is killing a shitload of clones, and then looks at Alpha and basically cripples forever with one blow Alpha. How gay is that? One day Alpha is a complete badass in Jabim and in Kamino, and then now he's a soft cripple the next day in Boz Pity, and he can't do shit. Grievous then kills Adigala immediately, who is a Jedi Master of the Council, and she also is later seen being killed in Episode 3 as well, which is kind of weird, and we still don't know which way she's killed. in episode 3 or in Obsession. I really don't know. So Adigala was instrumental in previous Republic issues, way back before episode 1, but in Clone Wars, she was useless and she didn't really do that much. Mace Windu faces off against Grievous, and I swear to God, Windu owns Grievous every time. This is the first time that he faces Grievous, and the second time that he faces him is in the Battle of Coruscant. He grabs a Confederacy speeder bike and smashes it on top of Grievous, and he's out for the battle for now. Windu faces Grievous in Coruscant and basically crushes his chest in Clone Wars, which was badass. That's like a dark side move, but for some reason they did it with Mace Windu, who was a light side guy. I don't know. Okay. As Jed Ventress then faces off against Obi-Wan and Anakin wants nothing more than to kill Ventress because she knows his secret affair with Padme. Obi-Wan tries to prevent Anakin from killing her and just wants Ventress to come back to the light, and just sees her as a puppet of Dooku and the dark side. That's why Obi-Wan was assessing over Ventress, not just to kill her just for good because he wants to get revenge. It's because because he sees good in her, and she was a former Jedi, and he just wants her to come back to the light. He just wants her to be redeemed. That's how you find out about Obi-Wan. Dooku then leaves and takes Grievous with him, and then when Ventress flees and wants to go with Dooku, Dooku orders Ventress shot. Ventress is destroyed at this point because she's betrayed by the man that she believed in and called him master. She gets shot by him, but is still alive. Obi-Wan comes to her while she's laying on the ground, and Ventress is about to stab Obi-Wan from nowhere, but Anakin stops her by slashing her in the back. It doesn't kill or severely hurt her, but does subdue her. She tells Obi-Wan to defend Coruscant from Dooku, so this sets up the Battle of Coruscant. She is on board on a lone medical ship and sent to Coruscant, and she wakes and tells the men flying the ship to change course, just far away from the Jedi and far away from the Dooku, because she knows she can't trust either force. So the next story is a bummer. It's supremely boring, called Brother in Arms, and features it's called a Free Comic Book Day 2005 issue. And basically an issue that the creators of the Omnibus felt it would fit, but it doesn't at all. It's basically one of those corny episodes of Star Wars Clone Wars, the new ones, with the 3D model shit, with George Lucas version of Obi-Wan and Anakin supposedly bonding by arguing and fighting against the odds. An absolute useless issue. Don't even bother reading this. Unless you love the Clone Wars with George Lucas in it, then you'll love this issue. Next story is called Trackdown. Starts with a vision of Thome, Voss's former master. Him and Sora Bulk, before he turned to the dark side, fought against Dooku. Dooku made Bulk unconscious and gave Thome a scar and left him without his left eye. Dooku left him for dead, and this actually happens like years before I think it happens during the Clone Wars. Yeah. So Dooku left him for dead and took Bulk, and from there the vision ends. This is how Bulk turned to the dark side through Dooku's teachings. Thome and Ayala Secura. Then we go to the present. Thome and Ayala Secura both go to the planet Anzat, and Thome wants to talk to his former master, a Anzati assassin. Master assassin. Voss goes to the tomb of Coruscant to get an idea of who Viento, the former senator who Voss killed accidentally in Volume 1. Voss can read objects by touching them. He touches the body of Viento and gets an image of an Anzati assassin, who is a supposed contact between Viento and the second Sith, who Voss has been searching for forever, since he went to cohorts with the Confederacy. It goes back to Thome, and when he talks to his Anzati master, He finds out they had a contract with Zora Bulk, so Inzadi assassins are involved with something big. Thome then fights against a bunch of Inzadi assassins and defeats them easily. Ayala Sakura goes to the spaceport of Inzat and finds information of a ship and finds Bulk, who was in previous Republic issues. Bulk and his father fought against Ayala Sakura and Voss killed Bulk's father, and Bulk ran away. Bulk is like a Morgai or something like that, some kind of alien, and they're tough sons of bitches. So, Sakura renders Bulk unconscious, and Sora Bulk is seen and leaves with the Inzadi and hires them and goes to Sulukami. Thome and Yala go to Sulukami to find Sora Bulk, but when Ayala Sakura attacked Bulk, they find out that's not Bulk, that's actually his clone, and I'll explain that. Voss finds the Inzadi assassin in Coruscant and fights her. Oh, as I said, Thome and Yala go to Sulukami to follow Sora Bulk. Voss finds the Inzadi assassin in Coruscant and fights her. Voss touches her and finds out that she killed a lot of people and killed ex-Chancellor Valorum in Volume 1. His ship was detonated, but she killed Valorum by sucking his energy, then destroying the ship. Voss finds out who hired the hit to kill Valorum and find out it was Sora Bulk, and assume that he's most definitely the second Sith the whole time, serving under Dooku, who is supposedly the Dark Lord, but in reality it's actually Palpatine, the second Sith, but no one sees that coming. Thome finds one master in seclusion called Master Zhao, and he refused to take part in the Clone Wars because he says something quite intriguing. He says he serves only the Force and not the Republic. Are Jedi meant to serve the Republic or serve the Force? So he's an enlightened Jedi. He's an enlightened Jedi that understands the Force. And while most of the Jedi are out fighting in the Clone Wars, fighting in this war, that doesn't make sense. He actually has a big part to play in the latest Dark Times comics with Karuk. So pay attention to the series because it is an awesome series and continues off after the end of this volume and goes right into the Dark Times series. An absolute interesting series, and I definitely recommend it. If you're a Clone Wars fan and you want to know further upon that, I definitely recommend you read Dark Times as well. Karuk is actually a Jedi Knight, or I think he becomes a Jedi Master later on, and he becomes instrumental in Dark Times. He's a big main character in Dark Times. So Thome goes undercover in Sulukami and finds out they're making clones of Bulk, the last Morgokai or whatever. He contacts Ayala Sakura and tells her to send an army to destroy this facility at once. And he just finds out that Inzadi are training these clones. And that's just even worse. I mean, come on. He fights Bulk and finds out that Bulk purposely tricked Thome to trick the Jedi Order and destroy it when they both fought against Dooku a long time ago. Yeah. Thome escapes and remains spying and sabotaging the facility as much as possible. Voss and Oppo Rancis, a snake-like Jedi Master, are both to command an army to destroy the Sulukami facility, and it just ends with Sidious telling Dooku that soon Voss will fall to the dark side because of his obsession to find the second Sith. And Dooku tells his master that this attack will be expected and vulnerable to Grievous Strike Force that would attack Coruscant a month or sometime in the battle. After the battle, like this battle, Sulukami will then distract the Jedi and make them become weary while they attack Coruscant. Palpatine then says all the players are now in place and the Sith will finally have their revenge. So this sets it up really good with episode 3 and all. The next story continues with the siege of Sulukami. Sulukami is invaded by the Republic to destroy the Confederacy cloning facilities of Morgukai, which are the species that Bulk is. The battle is known as the Battle of Sulukami, should it be obvious. led by Jedi Master Oppo Rances and involving other Jedi like Quinlan Vos, Ayala Secura, Ashard Heth, Krook, Jaizel, and others against the Morgokai and Confederacy, fighting on the ground and in the air. While this is going on, Thome is fighting in the shadows and sabotaging the Morgokai cloning facility. Thome has actually been in the facility for 5 months, so it took 5 months for the Republic to set up, to assemble their army and then attack the cloning facilities, or I believe it is, yeah. And you can see he looks worn down. He looks strong but worn down at the same time. And he looks really tired. Score is manipulating Colleen, Voss's lover, or so we think, and trying to say that Voss is only using Kayleen for his for Voss's own goals. She refuses to believe it, and Voss meets up with the clone who shot at him last time in Volume 2 in some story, and Voss really has a grudge against him, and it seems to me that he's really against the clones. I think that Voss thinks that clones are a means to an end and nothing more, and this makes Voss's conversations with unattached, like they are in the Republic comic, Republic Commando book series by Karen Travis. If you've never read that series, read it now. Definitely a different take on the Clone Wars and feeling connection with the clones that were really never talked about at all in these comics, in the Dark Times, the Clone Wars comics, like this Omnibus. So it's a very emotional take on it, and definitely a must read. I'll probably do a review upon it. I don't know when, but we'll see. Voss knows Thome, his former master, is not dead, and wants to find him and get him out of there by any means, even while battle is going on. Voss meets up with Kayleen that he talks to a recorded holocron, saying that he has been summoned to Sora Bulk, who thinks is a true second Sith, but is not, and he will kill him. Voss and Ayala Secura team up and fight the facility. Voss splits up with Secura and meets up with Bulk and Dooku on a recorded transmission from an unknown planet. Dooku tells Voss he must find and kill Thome because he's been a nuisance on the Morgokai cloning facility and must be stopped. Voss is in dire straits and doesn't want to stop being a spy, but still serve the Republic at the same time and just kill a second Sith. And killing his former master makes him question everything. Voss faces off against Thome and tells him that he killed his former caretaker who killed his parents, so he killed him in return. And together they can kill Sora Bulk. Thome says the issue is not Bulk, but you. And you stand on the edge of the abyss, Voss. Voss responds by saying, killing the Sith matters, ending this war matters by any means necessary. And Voss wants to kill the Sith by even if it means his master who stands in his way, and he just starts fighting with Thome. This is a really cool scene because in Episode 3 montage with Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi fight scene and battling out in the lava landscape, Thome says there has been a darkness in you and you never should have been sent on this mission. Voss is just falling deeper into the dark side, and Voss says perhaps it takes a dark Jedi to defeat a Sith and must do whatever it takes to win, even if it means by killing his own master. Voss, instead of stabbing his master, pushes his master down a pit of lava, or so we think. I think it's like it looks like that in the comics, but it's actually his master just falls down purposefully. And killing Thome. Oppo Rances, who has been doing Jedi battle meditation to help in the battle and is attacked by Inzadi assassins. Oppo Rances defeats the assassins, but at the last moment, Sora Bulk comes out of the shadows and stabs Rances in the back, killing him. Both Oppo Rances and Thome are presumed dead, and the Jedi retreat in grief for now. Voss tells the Jedi that he saw Thome plunge into his death. The Jedi and clones regroup and attack one last time on the cloning facility in a do-or-die situation. Voss meets up with Dooku and his council, and Dooku asks Voss for one last test of loyalty by killing Kayleen, his lover. He tells Voss that Kayleen was using you for Dooku's own goals. Voss kisses Kayleen and instead of striking her down, frees her and says to Dooku, "No more games, Dooku. I know who I am. My name is Quinlan Voss, and I'm a Jedi." That was a cool moment. I guess Dooku didn't see that coming. He thought that Voss would become a Dark Jedi and just defeat the and just defect to the Republic. Thom comes out of nowhere and is intact and alive. And Voss and Thom face off against Inzadi and Mordecai. Dooku then orders them all dead. Voss faces off against Skor, and Thom faces off against Sora Bulk, and the Yellow Sakura faces off against Bulk, the Mordecai who was used for cloning. Skor tells Voss there is no second Sith, and Voss becomes enraged. Voss later pushes Skor off on a ledge and says, "See you later, fucker!" Voss then turns his attention to Sora Bulk. Ayala defeats Bulk fairly easy and helps Voss through the Force. Thom does the same thing and try to help Voss through the Force. Voss sees himself in the dark side as he's battling Sora Bulk, and sees himself in the dark side, and it's really Bulk. And the yellow comes out of nowhere through the Force and strikes him in the heart, which is really weird. I don't know. It was a really weird scene to me. Voss sees again and strikes at Bulk, killing him and ending the second Sith, supposedly, forever. The facility starts blowing up when the shields go down, and the cannons from the starship above them fire on the facility. The Jedi gather together to discuss what to do next. This is the last time all these Jedi and the group meet with one another, because then the horrible event known as Order 66 happens, a month or two from then. Voss is being sent to Bozpity to be a general, but I think after that he goes to Kashyyyk. Voss then tells everyone when this war is over, he will leave the Jedi Order because he wants to be with Kayleen, his lover, and take care of the child that she holds in her belly. Voss tells Kayleen to go to a lost corner of the galaxy so they can live in peace, and that ends the story. So continuing on from that is the next story called Routine Valor. Extremely boring and tedious and unnecessary tale that was forced into this omnibus. Clone Commander finds his way into the battle and the end. Another free comic book day 2006 or something like that issue, and it was just unnecessary. Hey guys, sorry to cut the video short, but I had to split the video into two parts. So you just watch the first part, and I'll actually put the link for the video part 2 above, and I'll put in the about section. So if you could watch part 2 now, that would be great. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett.